Welcome back, everyone. Today, we're doing a deep dive into Tamiya's legacy, specifically their DF series.
Yep, the dirt four-wheel drive buggies.
And they're just a fantastic way to look at how accessible 4WD performance evolved,
Yeah.
from those early 90s platforms right through to the budget models of the 2000s.
Yeah, and you got to remember where Tamiya even came from. They started as a lumber company way back in '46.
Right, wooden models.
Exactly. Super precise scale wooden models. And that focus, that obsession with quality and how parts fit, that's why their kits are still, well, the gold standard for learning mechanics.
That build process is key for them.
Totally. The DF line really shows their whole philosophy. Building it is the experience, the educational bit. It's not about instant, ready-to-run gratification.
Okay, so our mission today is to really break down those differences. We'll look at the DF-01, the 02, and the 03 generations. The goal is to help you figure out which one actually fits your skill level and, what you want to do in the hobby. So let's start with that building idea. Why stick with kits?
Well, the consensus is pretty clear. Tamiya kits are probably the best way to start learning.
Because the instructions are so good.
The instructions are famously clear, yeah, and the parts just fit perfectly. You learned about suspension, drivetrains, all that stuff just by putting it together.
Okay, but here's the important warning, especially for newcomers. Beginner-friendly really applies to the assembly. It doesn't mean it's totally complete out of the box or bulletproof if you plan on really bashing it hard.
Right. And the cost thing is crucial.
The hidden cost.
Yeah. Tamiya kits almost never include the running gear. So you need to buy the battery, receiver, servo, transmitter separately.
And that can easily add up, sometimes almost doubling the initial kit price.
Definitely something to budget for. So let's track the history. The DF-01, that kicked things off in 1990.
The foundation.
Exactly. And it brought in that smart dual stream idea Tamiya uses. You had the affordable plastic tub chassis. The Manta Ray is the classic example.
Right.
But then alongside it, you had the high-end Top Force Evolution, carbon fiber, all the good stuff aimed at serious racers.
It's pretty wild that the same basic design spawned both. And didn't the DF-01 influence touring cars too?
Massively. It was adapted into the TA-01 chassis.
Ah.
Which basically created the whole 110 scale electric touring car category we know today. Huge impact.
So then we jump forward. 2004 brings the DF-02.
Right. This is models like the Gravel Hound. And this one was really designed for easy assembly, pure beginner focus.
Okay.
It actually borrowed a lot from the TT01 on-road car platform, to keep costs down.
So was it a real step up for off-road or more just simplifying things?
Well, for a beginner, the big plus was the sealed gearboxes.
It's dirt out.
Keeps dirt away from the biffs, yeah.
Huh?
Less immediate cleaning and maintenance needed. Big win there.
But the downside?
Performance, really. The biggest complaint is just how low it sits. Ground clearance is pretty limited, so proper bumpy off-roading, not really its strong suit.
Okay, makes sense. Then just 2 years later, 2006, we get the DF-03, the Dark Impact. And this was pitched as more mid-range, a performance jump.
Definitely. It came standard with things like tunable ball differentials and even a slipper clutch, stuff you'd normally only find on proper race kits back then.
Sounds promising, but there was a catch.
A big one, and it was all about timing. You see, the DF-03 was structurally designed around the power levels of brushed motors.
Right, the standard back then.
But it launched just as powerful brushless systems and LiPo batteries were becoming the new standard.
Ah. So it wasn't really built for that kind of power?
Not fundamentally, no. If you run modern brushless power in a stock DF-03, you often run into problems.
Like what? Things breaking?
Yeah, the plastic shock towers, the gearbox casings, they can struggle and fail under the stress, so it often needs significant upgrade, aluminum parts, carbon fiber bits, just to handle the power reliably.
So it ended up being more for the tinkerers.
Exactly. It's actually a fantastic platform if you like modifying and upgrading. A real project chassis. And don't forget the DF-03RA, the rally version.
Right, for the rally fans.
Yeah.
Now, what about the DF-04? People ask about that one.
Yeah, that one. Never happened.
Just skipped it.
Seems so. The entry-level 4WD buggy line eventually shifted over to the TT-02B platform, which is based on the TT-02 touring car. So the DF name basically got retired for entry-level.
Interesting. But even with these different designs over the years, there's some surprising compatibility.
There is. This is pretty cool. Tamiya hop-up option part number 53791. It's a set of assembly universal drive shafts.
Okay.
Confirmed to fit the DF-01, the DF-02, and the DF-03.
Wow. Across all three generations.
Yep. Shows some smart standardization, even across a decade of evolving designs. Pretty neat.
Okay, so let's boil it down. If someone's listening, trying to choose.
Right.
If you're a complete beginner, just starting out, the DF-02 sounds like the safe bet. Simple, relatively tough for light use, easy to build.
Agreed. Straightforward.
If you love tinkering, upgrading, pushing the limits, then the DF-03 is probably your platform. Expect to modify it, especially for modern power.
Perfect for the project builder, yeah.
And if you're into collecting vintage RC.
Then the original Top Force Evolution, the high-end DF-01 variant. That's a legend. Highly sought after.
Got it. So a platform for pretty much every type of hobbyist there.
Pretty much. And, you know, it leads to a final thought to leave you with.
Okay.
That whole DF-03 issue, struggling with brushless and lipo power, it's a great little snapshot of how fast RC tech moves. A design that was quite sophisticated for its time suddenly needed major work to keep up.
Makes you wonder what's next.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What bit of RC tech that we think is totally standard now, maybe, like the common 12mm wheel hex?
Hmm?
Or the 540 motor size? What's on the edge of being replaced by the next big shift?
Something to think about. What's the next DF-03 moment waiting to happen?
Definitely something to mull over. We'll catch you on the next deep dive.